Yeah. You know what it is? Solar panels, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hi, Mr. Castigian. We were just wondering if we could ask you a few questions about the solar panels we have here at Quaboag.
Absolutely. First, I love the video. That was terrific, and that's one of my favorite songs too, by the way. So,
Thank
good
you.
job.
Thanks. Why did you decide to take on this project?
I think one of the first steps in looking at the solar project is the timing was right, and what I mean by that is at Warren Community Elementary School, we were redoing the roof at Warren Community Elementary School. So with a new roof, it seemed like a prime opportunity to look at, an alternative energy source, solar panels. So that's why that was the initial push, is the new roof at Warren Community Elementary.
How does this project benefit our school district?
I think not only does it benefit the school district, but I think it benefits all of us because it's green, clean energy, and I'm a real fan of green, clean energy. But how it benefits the school district in particular is two main reasons. Number one is it saves money. What we do is we buy the electricity for 10 cents a kilowatt hour from Boston Community Capital, which is the third-party purchase agent, and then we sell it to National Grid for 14 cents a kilowatt hour. So if you take the 14 minus 10, we're making 4 cents a kilowatt hour. So it's saving money in the short term and in the long term. And if you look at the long term, first-hand projections would be that it would save over $1 million over the next 20 years. So it definitely saves us money. The other thing that it does is it benefits all of you, and what I mean by that is we have a reporting system, Power Dash, which you can see right up here, and that system allows everybody in the Quaboag Regional School District as well as the world to look at firsthand the energy savings. And if you look at this system, what it does is, along with a weather forecast, is it will tell you how much energy we are producing per day, and I think that's a chart of 1 week right there. So there's some interesting experiments that students can do in your science and math classes, graphing how much energy we're producing in comparison to the weather. And I think long term, the impact to the curriculum is of great benefit to all of our students.
During the summer, how much money do you sell it, the unused energy for?
Okay, so during the summer what we do is, first of all, we didn't pay for this system at all. Okay, this is a very expensive proposition. We wouldn't be able to do this. The school district wouldn't be able to do this on our own. It was financed by a third party. The third party is called Boston Community Capital. So essentially what we're doing is we're renting the space of our roof to Boston Community Capital, okay? So Boston Community Capital actually owns all of the solar panels up there. So what happens is basically the electricity comes in and spins the meter, and what we do is we buy it from them at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, which is a standard rate, and this is a flat rate that we're guaranteed for the next 20 years, and I think in future years it's really going to benefit us even more. But we buy it at 10 cents a kilowatt hour from Boston Community Capital, and then we sell it to National Grid for 14 cents. So that's how we're making money. And as electricity rates fluctuate, as the price of electricity goes up, there's going to be even more of a significant savings over time for the school district.
How much energy does the school consume daily?
That's a very good question, and I think how I'd like to answer that question is I'd like to answer a question with a question and say that is a terrific experiment, and what I'd like you guys to do is look at the Power Dash system. Maybe you could get some statements from the business office here, and I'd like to see you guys actually figure that out, and on top of that, how much are we saving? That's a question that's being posed to me everywhere I go. Is, okay, we've got this wonderful project now, ultimately what are we saving? And right now The first set of savings is we're saving about $400 a month per school. So you take that, multiply it by 3 schools, there's $1,200 a month right there that we're saving. But I think it's going to change because electricity rates change over time, and I'd like to see students get more involved and start answering some of those questions. So I'd love to come back into your classrooms over time, or even a summer project, and say, okay, what did you find out?
So we know that you were a science teacher before you became the superintendent. Can you explain, wearing your science teacher hat, about this graphic?
Absolutely. So what you have there is you have the sun's energy hitting the solar panels. So you're going from the photons of the sun to electricity, essentially. The electricity is then sent to an inverter. And what's interesting about solar panels is it actually comes in as direct current. And the inverter has to change that to alternating current, because in households and in America, we use AC electricity, alternating current. It's inverted, the DC is turned to AC, and then essentially what it is it's sent back to the grid, to the power company. And for us, it's National Grid.
What school is saving the most money?
That's another question that I would love to answer, a question with a question. Preliminary estimates, as I said before, is about $400 per month per school. But there is one school, and I'm going to leave this up to you to see if you can figure it out. It's a good question. The systems that we have are all very similar in size, yet there is one system that is a little bigger than the others. So I'd like to see if you guys could figure that out before I tell you. So one of the other things that we did in looking at the solar project is we looked at other places that have used solar energy. And one of those places is Ragged Hill Orchard in West Brookfield, and that is owned by Mr. Keith Arsenault. So I think we're going to take a look at Ragged Hill Orchard now.
We have 2 sources of power. We, of course, use the utility company, as most people do, but about a year ago, we installed a large solar panel array for the purpose of generating most of the agricultural usage of power on the farm. The power powers the lights in the showroom and the barn, also powers the refrigeration to cool the apples as we're harvesting them, and then also throughout the wintertime. So we've been very happy. We've had the solar power generation now for almost a year. It's actually done better than the contractor said it would, so that's a good thing. It helps to save money and reduce the cost of producing and storing the fruit. So behind me, you can see the solar system panel array that we installed about a year ago. It's right here without any shading from any of the perimeter trees. It's a perfect spot, perfect location for solar panels. The size of the system was designed based on the agricultural use of power here at this site. So it didn't include the house that we live in here, but it does cover all of the agricultural. Most of the electricity is actually used to run the refrigeration systems to keep the apple crop cold and in great condition right through the end of April of each year.
Do you remember when Mr. K challenged us to see how much money we could save in a month?
Yeah, I actually talked to Mr. Scanlon in the business office. Our first report on the solar generation for 4 months has rebated the district $7,993. At this rate, the district could save up to $474,000 over the next 20 years. This is an approximation, but still a substantial amount of money.
Putting solar panels on the roofs of our schools was a no-brainer.
You know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is. Solar panels, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels. Yeah, you know what it is. Solar panels, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels. Yeah, you know what it is. Every solar panel creates energy. Yeah, screaming mad loud. Low price of electricity. Walk around the school, look up on the roof, and you see
Solar panels, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels.
walking around town, looking up and down, you see
Solar panels, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels.
big square, tilted a little, turns also in the middle. Without the sun, for solar panels, no energy to watch TV. When the solar panel is getting heated, energy's here, we really need it.
Sun gets the photons going, energy starts a flowing, radiant energy energizes free electrons attraction called P-type silicon.
We've got the bills to fight, those solar cells using sunlight, saving Mother Nature, saving paper, like a Quaboag Cougar. Yeah, you know what it is.
Solar panels, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Solar panels, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Solar panels, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Solar panels, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels.